the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. And guys, for the Pistons, they want to come out of the gate strong tonight. We've heard them talk about establishing the upper hand right away, not sitting back and playing it safe in the early stages. Guys, coaches who have moved from college to the NBA have generally had a tough time making that adjustment. But after 19 seasons at the University of Florida, Billy Donovan done pretty well in OKC, hasn't he?
Well, he got the Thunder within one game of the NBA Finals, and that's, pretty impressive. It's different team now, no KD, but he still established himself as a great coach.
He was a humble player as a coach. He came in humble. He said, how can I bring value to the team? He brought accountability, discipline, and composure.
Maybe you can take that attitude as well. Maybe you can look at this team and say, how can I bring value to the team?
Why would I do that, Ernie?
Excellent point. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We've got a capacity crowd here at Little Caesars Arena. We'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Detroit Pistons. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy was the head coach in Miami, Orlando, and now Detroit. Now, he's promised his wife that this is the last stop. He said, I wanted one more shot at it. I've got a great owner, and I should be able to get it turned around in the time that he's given me. If I don't, I don't. But this will be the last one. Kevin?
And, D.A., it's obvious that Stan has a real love for the game. Here's hoping he turns that storied franchise around. These teams have no problem, Steve, going to work on the block, working down.
Post. They look at it bad. Game is won down there in the trenches, right there on the left and the right block.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Oklahoma City right now, inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the three, the small forward. Now here is Harris, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. The pass to Bradley. Over in the corner, Lure buries the long-range jumper. Lure's got his first 3 points of the game.
Good open look. Avery looking poised with the ball in his hands, making decisions.
Here's Westbrook. Another miss by Westbrook.
And that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
Outside Bradley. Passes to Lure. Back to Bradley. On the wing, Harris. The Pistons working the ball around now. 6 on the shot clock. Lure can't hit. And Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Westbrook missing again. Detroit's gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Outside Jackson. Drummond a screen. Here's Bradley. Another shot. And that one's good. Drummond.
The league leader in offensive rebounds on multiple occasions. Drummond doing it again.
And Robertson has it in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
They
0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Feeds it to Jackson. Jackson, a screen on Westbrook. Here's Bradley. Jacks up a three. It's hauled in by Adams.
I'll tell you, the defense dodging a bullet right there. That's his shot.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Here's Bradley after Oklahoma City gets the three. Bradley with another miss.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away. It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Thunder trailing by 4. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Beyond the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. Westbrook's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Yeah, awesome watching Westbrook drain the three ball there. He just needs to focus on being a little more efficient from downtown.
Now here's Bradley. They grab their own miss. And Lure gets it to go. Lure's got 5.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
Westbrook against Jackson. Misses for the 5th time this game. Marking at 1 for 6.
Lacking confidence right now in his offense. He's been shaky all period.
Back to Bradley. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. Here's Drummond, and the layup's good off the glass.
Even though Drummond has been extending his range, this is where he makes his living, in the painted area.
Westbrook kicks to Patterson. Adams against Drummond. Here's Patterson. Offline with his 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength. Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Westbrook against Jackson. Lure the screen. There's a good screen. Bradley kicks to Drummond. Here's Lure. And the 3 off target. Thunder trailing by 5. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Launches a 3. Detroit with the rebound.
He's being aggressive, trying to turn around the team's fortune, but he's having a hard time executing.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Shoots over Adams. The shot that time, not on target. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. And Robertson has it in the corner. A 3-pointer off the mark. Pistons leading by 5. From the stripe. Second chance effort. Drummond. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts, and a chance for one more here.
Flexing the power. Drummond takes the hit, finishes through it. Potential and 1.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
Left side, Harris. He tries for three, drills the three-pointer. Harris has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder. And last season, the final season for the Pistons, Smitty, playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, as much as you love the new arena, it's always sad to say goodbye to an old friend. What was it like playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Steve, when you were in the game?
You know, I loved it because I'm from Detroit, the hometown, and those guys had that place rocking. It was state of the art when they first built it. But if you look right now, is because I'm a Detroit native, they're playing inside of Detroit. The pass is a pass, but it was a great pass.
Roberson the pass to Patterson. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Over Jackson. Another miss by Westbrook.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Harris kicks to Jackson. Drummond a screen. Back to Harris. Dishes it to Lure. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Lure's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Pistons. Westbrook against Jackson. Will it go?
Done on the offensive end is kind of dragged down the team.
Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. A different look here for Detroit. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for John Lure. Langston Galloway comes in for Bradley. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. And then for Oklahoma City, Cantor comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Abrinas subbed in for Roberson. Now here is George. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Adams' shot is good.
I'll tell you, there's no quitting him when it comes to the offensive glass.
Detroit with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Drummond sets the screen for Smith. Tolliver kicks to Harris. The feed to Drummond. Shot clock at 5. Over Adams. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And 11 points for Drummond.
Already, they've piled up 8 second chance points.
Abrinas kicks to Westbrook. Looking to get it going, and he drops that one in.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Pass to Galloway. Pass to Harris. Drummond a screen. Harris inside. Adams on him. Harris misses. Thunder trailing by 12. And here's George for 3. Rebound by Smith. The Pistons shooting it well so far today, guys. They've connected on 48% of their shots. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. For several years, you've looked at Andre Drummond, and the first word that comes to mind is potential. He is still learning, still developing, certainly. But, you know, you wonder, Steve, if he's starting to approach the type of player he's going to be in Plateau.
You know, let's be clear. He's a great player, but people might have overshot what he could have been. Needs to play with a bit more urgency, but he's still young, and he can make another leap in his play.
Free throw, good. Drummond. Smitty, still the most electrifying play in the game, the slam dunk. For your money, who are the more phenomenal dunkers right now in the league?
Aaron Gordon. The guys don't try in games. Those guys, Russell Westbrook, love to see more of these guys in the dunk contest. But Zach LaVine right now is the top of my list.
He is.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Drummond sets the screen for Smith. Johnson outside. Kicks to Drummond. Stolen by Cantor. To the inside. It's stolen by Smith. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. He dishes it to Galloway. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Drummond, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. Thunder trailing by 10, and clearly Billy Donovan wants to talk it over.
And really the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra
Shots, and it's killing the flow of their offense. More motion, more ball movement, that should lead to better looks for him and for the entire team.
Johnson against George. Cantor sets the pick for George. The dish to Cantor. From 17 feet out. The rebound by Johnson.
And listen, sometimes even the best opportunity after the two-man passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Smith following the score by Oklahoma City, and they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
That's the modern day NBA. Complain about the call and hope the next one goes your way.
Here's Kristen. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Smith outside. He feeds it to Tolliver. Galloway kicks to Smith. 5 on the clock. And the pass to Marjanovic. Shoots over Grant. And that one's good. Marjanovic. And the Pistons lead by 10.
Yeah, second chance points, a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Here's George. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. George has got 5.
This is what it means to be a catalyst. His offense helps set the tone for a lot of what they do.
Pass to Galloway. Teardrop shot, and the layup is good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Kristen. They set the pick. He kicks to Cantor. Pass to Kristen. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Pistons.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's George. Connects in the foul line jumper. He has 7.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
From deep. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's Detroit holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything, like all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you up for no reason.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Cleaning the glass, I mean, right from the jump, and that really helped them to set the tone.
What you have to do is establish a physical presence early, and aggressiveness their opponent has failed to match.
We've got Anthony Tolliver, also Johnson out there. Kennard is out there with Marjanovic, and it's Galloway in at the 1 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with.
One shot.
And the Pistons last season, a very strong team on the defensive end. The top 10 in the league, in large part due to their closeouts and rebounding.
There's a screen by Cantor, and Kristen kicks to Cantor. Abrinas the pass to George. Feeds to Cantor, shoots over Marjanovic. Rebound by the Pistons. And the rebounding of the Pistons, something that is very hard to deal with. The franchise has always put defensive effort at the forefront of what they want to do.
Yeah, when you think of all the successful teams in Detroit history, they all play not just defense, tough defense. This group has work to do, but they are on their way. I wouldn't be surprised if this group can be at the top of the NBA in the charts as far as defense.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Kennard, the pass to Tolliver. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Stolen by Cantor. Only one man back on D. Here's Kristen. Bucket is good. Kristen's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Oklahoma City.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Another shot. And that one is off. Excellent D from Cantor. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Abrinas kicks to Cantor. Back to Abrinas. Clock at 6. High, arcing shot. Rebounded by the Pistons. Here's Kennard. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Johnson the screen. In the corner, it's Galloway. To the paint. Pistons passing it around. Kennard. The Pistons rebound. Stripped away. Abrinas the pass to Kristen. Drains the three-pointer. Kristen's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I can't understand in the midst of a game you leave an elite shooter this wide open.
Dishes it to Galloway. Here's the screen. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. Thunder trailing by 8. Now the feed to George. Here's Abrinas. Cantor kicks to Grant. Pass to George. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Cantor. The 15-footer. Good. Cantor's got his first points in this one.
It looked like the defense just flat out froze out there. Clear breakdown in communication to allow that easy bucket.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Here's Kennard. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Smitty, you retired back in what, 2005? Do you still get a chance to play pickup from time to time?
You know, we play pickup, Kevin. Yes, in 2005 I retired. Some guys I get a chance to play with in Atlanta. Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, Charles Oakley, Tony Delk. We have a great group, other than that we're real old and have gray hair. But now it's got uglier and uglier. We play about 1 or 2 games, and we let our kids pick up the rest.
Smitty, I can see maybe speed and quickness going because of age, but I bet the shot is always still pretty much there, correct?
The shot is still there, and the fouling is going up to another level.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for George. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Chris Dunn.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Westbrook against Jackson, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Bradley dishes to Lure. Lure the screen. Off the screen. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And now it's a 10-point Piston lead. And Robertson kicks to Patterson. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. The dish to Jackson. To the middle, deflects the pass. Westbrook with it. He has 7 from past the arc. Connects from 3-point range. Westbrook's got 10 points.
I mean, defensively, you have to close out harder than that.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Shoots over Adams. Almost, but it rolls out. Thunder trailing by 7. Outside Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Jackson kicks to Harris. It's Bradley on the wing. On the wing, Harris. Drummond the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots a 3. Lure can't hit. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. In the corner, it's Patterson. Off target with his 3.
Oh, you can tell he's frustrated to get that good of a look from 3, and he didn't make it.
Down low, here's Drummond. Moves back up. Here's Abrinas. In the corner, it's Westbrook. A 3-pointer is right on target. Now just a 1-point Detroit lead.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Kicks it to Drummond. over Adams, and that one's good. Drummond, he's got 14.
Mr. Dependable tonight, helping them grow this lead.
Right wing, baseline try, and again it's Oklahoma City.
Not a lot of forwards in the league are as comfortable from range as Patterson is.
Jackson kicks to Lewis. He dishes it to Drummond. On the wing, Harris. Drummond the screen. Over to the left wing. Lure can't hit.
Well, he was in rhythm, hitting 2 threes in the opening quarter, but hasn't made one since.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
Oklahoma City shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
In the season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Shooting 2.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Another made free throw. He can get on these kinds of rolls. Great focus.
Bradley passes to Drummond. Bradley sets the pick for Drummond. On the wing, Jackson. Lure dishes to Drummond. Inside, here's Jackson. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
Breakdown by the defense there. Jackson, a solid mid-range shooter. You like to push him out further.
Here's Westbrook, drilled from 11 feet out. Westbrook's got the lead up to 1 now for the Thunder.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Lure the screen. Outside Bradley. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And here's Westbrook. He's got 20. And Robertson has it in the corner. They get it back. And Adams kicks to Westbrook. Another shot. And that's going to be a travel. It's checked in for Detroit.
For the Pistons, back on the floor.
The Pistons have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Drummond with a screen on Westbrook. The pass to Lure. Harris kicks to Drummond. Now here is Smith. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Just hasn't had it tonight, but his teammates are picking up the slack.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. To the wing right side. Lure. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Lure's got 11.
There it is. His first make from beyond the arc in the second quarter. His third of the game.
Westbrook against Smith. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
An uncontested look from mid-range. He typically drains that one.
Bradley up top. Lure the screen. Detroit with a fresh 24. To the paint. Knocked loose. Here's Abrinas. He feeds it to Adams. Passes it to Roberson. Patterson down low. We're covering. Tries from 7. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Patterson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Patterson is so active and efficient with his movements inside.
Smith kicks to Harris. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. And the Thunder making a switch here. George is checked in. Oklahoma City's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. Here's Roberson. Second chance shot, and the layup is up and in. Adams has got the game tied up here for Oklahoma City.
Second chance opportunities. The great equalizer.
Smith kicks to Harris. Pass to Lure. Smith outside. Harris passes to Drummond. Shoots over Patterson. Drills the baseline jumper. He's got 16.
He's learning how to score in more ways. Andre now able to sustain offense rather than it being so sporadic.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. And it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got 4 rebounds in this game. Harris against George. Smith dishes to Bradley. No good. Good D by Westbrook. Oklahoma City shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Here's Adams in the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now Smith. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shot clock at 6. Harris outside. From downtown, they get the rebound.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And they're making sure on this one, even though it may not matter in the grand scheme, but the replay process is faster than ever. You know, why not?
And the call is going to be overturned. The second look shows that he did, in fact, beat the clock.
Yeah, they're glad they're going to get those points. It wasn't too long ago that they wouldn't even have looked at it on the monitor, but replays here, and it's here to stay for situations just like that one.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he continues to torment them from three-point range. A total of 5 threes for him in the game now. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, but I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a rough ride in the first quarter for Oklahoma City. They wasted no time putting themselves in a difficult situation, having some issues at both ends of the floor, and falling behind by 8 points by the time the period came to a close. The second quarter went a lot better for them, and they got right back where they wanted to be before the half and now hold the 1-point lead. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
Scoring consistently from range. He really lit it up there in the first half.
Yeah, the defense has to adjust. Extend out to him in the second half, and that could create a lot of floor spacing.
Jackson with it, and on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's Adams in at the 5 spot. Now here's Bradley. It's a one-point game. And Robertson kicks to George. Adams in the high post. There's the triple. The shot, no good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They set the pick. Jackson passes to Drummond. Expanding his range. A second chance effort, and it's Bradley laying it in. Bradley's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Pistons. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Off target with his 3.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
He wants to help his team, but when you're in position to finish, it's hard to turn that down.
Now here's Bradley. He's got 6. Back to Jackson. 5 to shoot. Buries the long-range jumper. Jackson's got 7 points in the game.
You love the balance from Reggie Jackson, generate more power in the catch and shoot. And for Reggie Jackson last season, boy, it was not a year he had hope for. Missed the first 21 games of the season, then he had to be shut down later with another injury. Not what you expected from him.
Now here is Harris. He kicks it to Jackson. It's Bradley on the wing. Harris outside. Feeds it to Lewis. The Pistons working the ball around now. Bradley with the ball. George picks him up. The putback. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
The Thunder with another miss.
They can't buy one right now. 0 for 4 already to start the third.
Lobbed up there for Drummond. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Outside Westbrook. A three-pointer, no good.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
On the wing, Jackson. He's covered by Westbrook. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Looking a little tentative on a very makeable shot. And this one was uncontested.
To the wing on the left. Here's Robertson. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Back to Jackson. Six to shoot. In the corner, it's Harris. Over George. Harris misses. Thunder trailing by 4. And Robertson has it in the corner. Off target from outside.
He just can't get it cranked up and beyond the arc. No threes in this half after just hitting 1 in the first.
Here's Harris. Harris missing again. The Thunder shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Here's Robertson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And we see the game of basketball gaining popularity, Steve, around the globe. Do you see a difference in the number of international players in the league now versus, say, when you came into the league?
You know, Kevin, back then I saw it. It was probably 90-10, 90% of guys from United States and then 10% international. That number right now is starting to grow. It is getting closer and closer to 50-50. And the reason why, scouts now with the technology, you can find a guy all over this globe, and guys are coming over here taking the game serious. I think it's going to come down to wherever you're from. If you're fundamentally sound, you have a chance to make it in the NBA.
And you know, Steve, a credit to current NBA and college coaches for making these summertime pilgrimages overseas to teach the kids in Yugoslavia and Serbia and all over the globe about the game of basketball. I think that has also sped up the development, and that's, again, a reflection of the international player coming to the NBA.
You're totally right. The global games and guys got to get a chance to see. I think it really started with the Dream Team, the original Dream Team. Everybody international are loving this game, and I think the players who listen and go out and work on their game, they have a better chance.
Now here's Jackson. He has 7. Count it.
I'll tell you, Jackson's first step is dynamite. A big asset off the dribble.
Under trailing by 5. And Kristen kicks to George. Fires from 14. And that one's good, Kristen. Kristen's got 8 points.
If you relax on him out there, he's going to make you pay every time.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Here's Galloway. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's Roberson. Pass to Kristen. Screen by Adams. And Kristen kicks to Roberson. For the tie. And that one hits back iron.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yep, trying to shoot himself back into this. Regain some confidence first.
And that one's good, Marjanovic.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
And Kristen kicks to Grant. Marjanovic against Adams. The pass to Kristen. Grant outside. Screen by Adams. Off the pick. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Superb pick there that allowed his teammate to get open and get a clean look at the basket.
There's Galloway. There's a good screen. And Roberson pulls it down. Oklahoma City trailing. For the lead. They get it back.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
There's Galloway. Dishes to Jackson. Back to Galloway. There's a screen by Marjanovic. From 12 feet out. Yep, it counts. Galloway's got 6.
Crafty move. He recognizes the size disadvantage, and the mid-range is close enough.
Right. No reason to take it all the way to the rack. Instead, take what the defense allows.
There's Galloway. He's got 6. It's deflected. They recover it. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. The Pistons shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And it's been an issue for them as it was last year, only 72% from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Tolliver. Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
And the bad boy Pistons, perhaps the greatest group this franchise has put together, and also one of the most memorable in the history of the NBA. Smitty, you played against some of those guys. What was that like?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I got a chance to grow up in Detroit, watching these guys, being around them, being able to practice. I mean, they were a total tight group. They had some great characters in Lambeer and Rodman and Sally and Dumars and Isaiah and the microwave. But they played extremely hard, and obviously the style of play was defense, rebound, and put you on your butt.
Here's Kennard. Pass to Marjanovic. 11 feet away, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Marjanovic has got 4 points in the quarter.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Adams against Marjanovic. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Abrinas with some arc. Detroit with the rebound. Marjanovic has got his 5th rebound in this one. There's Galloway. And there's the feed to Tolliver. The dish to Galloway. Johnson, a wide open look. Here's Marjanovic. The second effort. Goes up again. And finally, that one's good. Marjanovic has got 11 points.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Robertson dishes to George. Looking to end the drought. It's good, and the Piston lead has got back down to 6 after the bucket from Enes Kanter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Galloway, no good. Setting up the half-court offense now.
They've got to find a way, not enough ball movement or body movement when they get in the half court.
And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, good box out, keeps him shielded off, and then draws the over-the-back call.
Over eager to make a play. Got out of control. That's an unnecessary foul.
Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
And I feel like we see this all too often. Injuries, they play such a big part of the game.
Well, the explosive moments, the quick change of direction, a lot of stress put on the body.
Robertson the pass to George. Here's Kennard. Kicks to Tolliver. On the wing, Johnson. Pass to Kennard. Here's Smith. Gets the 14-footer to fall. And the Pistons lead by 6.
Smith takes his fair share of contested jumpers, something that hurts his percentage overall, but he has that Warriors mentality.
Here's Robertson. There's a screen by Kanter. They swipe it. Tolliver kicks to Marjanovic. Here's Smith. Connects on the 17-footer. And now it's an 8-point Piston lead.
The mid-range game is becoming more of a lost art, but not for this guy.
Adams outside. He dishes it to George. There's a screen by Kanter. 3-pointer. Oklahoma City gets it back. Back to George. And Adams kicks to Abrinas. There's a screen by Kanter. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Abrinas has got his second bucket.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
1:16 left here in the third quarter. Here is Tolliver. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Kennard. Again, the Pistons score.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Outside, George. He feeds it to Kanter. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Greg, with Ennis Cantor last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
First free throw is good.
You know, when you see a Stan Van Gundy team, you know that defense will be a key for them. He has handpicked his players here in Detroit. It's one of Van Gundy's trademarks, as well as what the Pistons franchise has been known for.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. Lure comes in for Anthony Tolliver. Harris is checked in for Johnson. And it's Avery Bradley in for Kennard. And Smitty, you actually played under Stan Van Gundy when you were with the Heat. What was it like playing for him as a coach?
Well, he demands a lot from you, but he's fair. He's a great X and O coach. But the one thing about Stan you have to get used to is all the screaming. Way up there. Did you see the air Drummond gets underneath him? Allows for time to be creative.
He's made 2 of his 3 attempted tonight.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
On the free throw, no good.
He entered the league with high expectations. Drummond made a lot of mistakes early, as one would expect. Now starting to come into his own.
We've got 33 seconds left in the third. Harris setting the pick for Smith. Inside. The 11-footer. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Westbrook. Here's Abrinas. Patterson dishes to Westbrook. From deep three-point range, Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 15 here tonight. And here's Bradley from 3. Drops in the trade. Bradley's got 5 points in the quarter. And so is Detroit. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Play hard and battle through this right now. We need to pick up our energy. Our energy is not where it needs to be right now. They are playing harder than us. It's plain and simple right now. We got to get after it a little bit better.
And Billy Donovan displeased that they're losing the battle of effort, wanting to see a lot more activity from his team.
Yeah, and if your shots aren't falling or if you run into some bad luck, okay, you can deal with that. But a lack of energy, that's going to frustrate any coach to no end.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Lure and Drummond together down low. Smith and Bradley are together in the backcourt, and it's Harris in its small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Smith kicks to Bradley. They set the screen. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up. High post. Not enough on that one as it misses. Thunder trailing by 11. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
That free throw missing.
Well, a bit of a disappointing season for the Pistons last year. I thought they were ready to turn a corner with this group. End up missing the playoffs for the 7th time in 8 years.
So we can't get either to fall.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Smith kicks to Harris. Screen by Smith. And there's the 3-second violation. Thunder trailing by 11. Outside Westbrook. And Robertson has it in the corner. No good with the triple. And for the Pistons, they know they needed to get better and make changes for this season. They did what they could do in that regard.
Kevin, you just wonder if this team is at a crossroads. They need to decide if they should miss the playoffs again. Is it time to rebuild? I look at this Piston team, the one thing they have to do is develop their young guys.
Takes a three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
There it is. Just lined it up and knocked it down. His first three of the half, second of the game.
Inside, here's Bradley, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Really smoking the nets now after a difficult time shooting in the first half.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Ish Smith.
One shot.
And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Puts up a three. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Good eyes by Drummond. He's working on this. Spots the open man, delivers the dime.
Feeds it to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. Takes a three. Offensive rebound. Fires for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
He is starting to build up a little confidence. Hit just 1 3 in the entire first half, but he has hit 2 more since then.
Pass to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You know, this is the right move. Maybe a break in the action will cool him down.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Thanks so much, David. Here's Jackson. He kicks it to Lure. Back to Jackson. The pass to Harris. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Jackson misses. Thunder trailing by 15. Okay, time now for an injury report.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer of the Pistons gave us some information. Unfortunately, he's saying it appears to be a broken ankle, which, if it's true, could be devastating. He won't return to this game, and he could be looking at a very long recovery process. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks for checking in, DA. Injuries are always tough to deal with, but they're just a fact of life in the NBA.
And he'll have a lot of support as he goes through the recovery process. They want him back as soon as possible.
And we know how much better they'll be as a team when he's out of those street clothes and back in uniform.
Outside Westbrook. George against Harris. And that one's good, George. Pistons leading by 13. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Dishes to Drummond. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
Shooting two.
That one is off. He doesn't get the second one.
Flagrant one, 2 shots.
Westbrook against Jackson. Bradley, no one around him. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. Thunder trailing by 16. Here's Roberson. Outside, George. Cantor with a screen on Harris. Left side, Westbrook. Shoots the 3, and again Oklahoma City with the triple.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Lure against Patterson. Bradley passes to Jackson. Lure a screen on Patterson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jackson from long range. And Roberson pulls it down. Roberson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Passes it to Westbrook. Back to Roberson. The dish to Westbrook. No good from outside. Detroit leading by 13. Harris outside. Westbrook against Jackson. Lure the screen. Outside Bradley. Over Patterson. Bradley can't get it to go. Thunder trailing by 13. Here's Westbrook. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And I love the confidence and energy Westbrook plays with. Just an excellent scorer once he gets good position inside.
One shot.
That's good from Westbrook.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Pistons leading by 10. Harris with it. George picks him up. Drummond a screen. Jackson kicks to Lewis. Harris outside. The feed to Drummond. A baseline J. And Westbrook pulls it down. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Thunder trailing by 10. Lob pass to George. It's stolen by Bradley. Harris drives in, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Harris has got 4 points this quarter.
And defensively, you have to close out fast on Harris in that in-between area.
Robertson can't hit.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Here's Bradley. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got his third rebound tonight. Here's Roberson from down in the low post. It goes. Roberson's got 9 points now in just the second half. Pistons leading by 10. Outside Jackson. Lure the screen. Here's Bradley, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
You know, as ice cold as he was in the first half, that's how hot he has been since the break. No one can match up with him right now.
From 11 feet away, and that one's good. Westbrook's got 31 points.
He has gotten into a terrific groove here, trying to wheel his team back into this.
There's the pick. Bradley dishes to Lure. Back to Bradley. There's Jackson with the three. Goes back up, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
I'll tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
And to do it in the fourth quarter, you're trying to extend the lead. He's making that happen.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the free throw, no good.
And they better hope their performance at the line in the second half doesn't come back to bite them. Missing your free throws is a good way to cough up a lead.
I don't know what's happened to him in this second half, but he's been terrible from deep.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Thunder trailing by 12. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Launches a three. It's not going to go for him. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Harris outside. Lure against Patterson. Jackson kicks to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Our timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Reggie Jackson, the Boston College Eagle, when he is on the floor, you can see how he acts as a spark plug for his team. Steve, a very creative player whose big strength is getting things going on offense.
And wherever Reggie's been, he's been great in that role of catalyst. When he's injured, you can see how the offense changes. Very underrated as a playmaker in this league.
And this is what you got to do. I mean, if it ain't working, Call timeout. Try to figure out what you can do to fix the problem.
You know, also, it's just a chance to take a breath, regroup, get your mind set, and come back out fresh.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play, and this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here. Kicks to Robertson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Lets it go with a three. Kept alive.
Coming out of halftime, he wanted to start strong, yet the opposite happened.
Bradley kicks to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Westbrook. Here's Jackson. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Pistons lead by 16.
We may not see a bigger screen set this year. Drummond, a $20 cab ride to get around.
Westbrook kicks to Robertson. It's George on the wing. Adams sets the pick for George. Off the pick. And he overshot that one, missing. Pistons leading by 16. Harris passes to Jackson. Shoots a three. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That'll be his second foul of the game. Dennis Cantor's checked in for Paul George. Outside Jackson. There's the pick. Pass to Bradley. Patterson against Lure. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
And now the adventure begins. Drummond, one of the worst free throw shooters on the planet.
Gentlemen, roof shot. Roof shot.
He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. Thunder trailing by 17.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Detroit.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high-percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Andre Drummond.
Boy, such a big factor in the game tonight. His intensity on the boards. Even when guys put a body on him, he somehow still beats them to the ball.
So both teams changing it up here.
One shot. One shot.
So it's the Pistons now. 17 points was their biggest margin. Smith kicks to Tolliver. Johnson in the corner. Pass to Kennard. 5 to shoot. Marjanovic, a screen on Cantor. Here's Kennard. The offensive rebound. Marjanovic, no good.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
And you got to like that they are competing all the way through. Try and maybe build some momentum going into the next one.
Because the execution was not there tonight. That's something they can use this time to work on.
Johnson outside. And the pass to Marjanovic. Oh, we're going to see an ejection here, guys. Oh, boy, that's his second flagrant one foul of the game. And that's going to do it.
I can't believe he wouldn't exercise more control. I mean, knowing he already had one flagrant foul, you can't be that reckless when you're on thin ice like he was.
Greg, after his first flagrant, you knew the officials were going to have their eyes on him the rest of the way, and now he'll be making the lonely walk, the walk of shame, back to the locker room. Smith outside. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Here's Kennard. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. So long.